How do you respond to a war veteran who is proud of his kills? I would bet real money that this dude has never fired a shot in anger in his life. Air Force MPs aren't known to get into a lot of tics. As for what you say, just change the subject. If they double down, let him know that it makes you uncomfortable and would rather not hear about it. I'd distance yourself from this acquaintance. Oof. TBH, though military police in all 4 services attract some of the most annoying people. Their deployments are mostly really boring, just guarding bases or critical materiel, so they feel the need to overcompensate by embellishing things a touch. If you ever feel like cranking up the heat, you could casually and jokingly mention that he's a cherry-ass fobbit with a cake deployment. Remember those terms, don't worry. This is good advice. Just be honest. Hey man, your stories about killing people make me uncomfortable. Could we talk about something else when we hang out? I'd just never talk to him again. He's just an acquaintance. Lying or truth, I don't have time to waste listening to a dude brag about being a murderer. MP equals military police, which most often means glorified gate guards. Low ASVAB required for this designator. And oftentimes the ranks of this community are filled with wannabes. It's doubtful that wherever stationed, he ever left the confines of the base or FOB. And I'd highly doubt he ever saw actual combat action. Air Force MP lol. The guy is lying, and a bad one at that. Sounds like he's lying. I've never met a vet or AD service member that spoke like this. My husband has never told me anything about his deployments or what happened. Nor does anyone we know mutually speak of it either. May I hazard a guess or two? Per se, he can't tell you when he did basic. That's classified. He worked with some tier 1 guys. Trust him bro. Best shot in the company. Even the SAS snipers complimented him. His CO personally thanked him when he alone spotted a potential tango near the wire and likely saved hundreds of people as the target was approaching the fuel dump. He did what he had to do and really can't talk about it, but go ahead and ask anyways. You're like a brother to me. I'm sure I've missed some. But, anything like that sound familiar? Anyways. Slaps hands onto knees and groans while getting up slowly. I gotta be at work early tomorrow, so. More than likely he is lying, or he is a straight-up psychopath. Everyone I know who's been to the Middle East during their service doesn't talk about it. I had a boyfriend in high school. Mind you, he was still in school. Say he went and killed people. Biggest liar of all time. I should have gotten him in trouble with stolen valor. I would probably immediately stop interacting with that person. I'm willing to bet this man is a liar. Either he's never been in the military, he was in for a short period of time, or he's lying about what he while in the military. Why would someone who did stuff like that even speak about it? Tell him to stop, and you don't want to hear his BS. Because he needs to be called out for making everyone uncomfortable and lying. The child thing is true. Kids are turned into militants and terrorists very young in certain countries. But this isn't a thing that normal people brag about. If killing is brought up in sea stories amongst each other, it's usually because trauma is eating away at the warfighter. If this veteran has actually experienced this, and is acting proud, it's very likely a coping mechanism he's developed, and he would benefit from therapy. To me this sounds like he has PTSD and is using his friends as therapists. Struggling with what he did. He is very outward with it and hides behind the facade of the military killing machine. Much more difficult to be vulnerable about it. I had an uncle who has done things like this. He killed himself. Why would you want to have another conversation with someone who brags about murdering children? They need to be locked up. Him. Brags about his kills you. So, how ignorant does one have to be to not realize that they're just a pawn in a politician's war game? Too nearsighted to even grasp the understanding that they're just cannon fodder for the fight. To feed the war machine? I can guarantee you this. At some point, maybe 30, 50 years from now, if you're any kind of half-decent human being, what you've done, the atrocities you've committed will begin to keep you up at night. If they don't already, keep bragging. But just be aware, someone being a sociopath is a pretty creepy. Well, he is a psychopath if it is true. If he is lying, he is still kind of a nutcase you don't really want to associate with. Though would an Air Force MP really get into action all that much? Their job isn't exactly very much out in the field, right? My friend's stepfather was a sniper in the Marines. And when he was drunk, he would do that. I did not mind the stories. But after a while he would go into too much detail. Finally, I just started walking away. And he would forget. So why are you exactly hanging out with him? You're an adult, fam. The appropriate response to dealing with people you don't like is to just not give them the time of day. It's not like school or work where you're stuck with them and have to play nice.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Eracast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.